today I thought I would make a video about homeschooling and homeschooling in self-isolation due to the COVID-19 pandemic that is happening around the world at the moment. I know a lot of you guys are finding yourselves homeschooling as well during this time, and as you guys know, we homeschool year round. Like we've been homeschooling forever. Our kids have always been homeschooled. And homeschooling for us looks very different right now than it usually does, because a lot of our homeschooling is usually made up by going on excursions, activities, seeing friends, doing meetups and social plays, park plays, going to libraries, museums, sci-tech, and all of that sort of fun stuff. But at the moment, obviously, we haven't been doing any of that because we are self-isolating at home, as most people are around the world. So I thought I'd show you guys what our routine looks like while we are homeschooling in isolation right now, because our homeschooling isn't generally the most traditional homeschooling, I suppose. We don't stick to a really strict schedule. We don't stress out about ticking off everything every day. We just take it pretty casual. So first thing in the morning, the kids have their breakfast, and then after that, we pretty much get straight to it. So we do about 2 hours of homeschooling, worksheets, workbooks, coloring in, maths, writing, all that sort of stuff. And we find that having this routine of sitting down, having some really nice, chill, relaxing time in the morning is really good. I just find having a good routine helps to break up the day. It's not like a schedule, so we don't stick to a particular time. It's more of like a rhythm or a flow of the day. I do think that the best ways for kids to learn is through their interests and through natural learning, through life, and through play as well. But I also like doing this sort of stuff just a little bit to just, yeah, like keep a routine and a rhythm and a flow kind of happening. And it's just really nice for everyone to just sit down and have some quiet time. It's really quite relaxing, and I guess it just kind of stops there from just being like chaos all day, just to have a few solid points through the day where you do something in particular. I find it really helpful anyway. For the triplets, since they're only young, they are only 4 years old and they are in kindy this year, so not even officially homeschooling yet. They just do a lot of colouring, and they also do some worksheets where they sort of learn their letters and numbers and that sort of thing, but it's all very, very casual and we don't take it too seriously. And for the bigger boys, we just do all sorts of things. We brush up on writing and maths, and we just do a variation of things, I suppose. And yeah, generally after doing about 2 hours of this stuff in the morning, sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's a little bit less, they will have a bit of time of doing like free drawing and free writing. Evan likes to write his own stories, and the kids like to do drawing. And yeah, so for about an hour afterwards, they'll sort of just do their own thing. So after the kids have done some worksheets and some workbooks, and they've done a little bit of their own free drawing and writing and colouring, we usually would then have lunch, as it's usually around lunchtime by then. And then after having lunch, we'll generally just have some outside time. So about 1 or 2 hours of just playing outside. The kids like doing things like skipping, jumping on the trampoline, doing the monkey bars, playing in the sand pit, playing on their scooters, kicking a ball around, and just running around playing games and doing all sorts of things outside. They really enjoy their outside time. We're really lucky that we have a big backyard, even though it is super patchy and sandy. We're trying to fix the grass at the moment, but it might take us a little while. But anyway, yeah, so some outside time. If it's raining or anything like that, we'll generally just have like a quiet movie time or something instead. So once the kids have had a couple of hours playing outside, what we like to do is come in and have some reading time. So we'll do about an hour of reading time. We usually like to have some quiet reading time where the kids will pick a book and just read quietly to themselves for a while. And then also some reading time where we read some stories out loud together. And what we've been really loving doing lately is the big kids have been enjoying reading stories to the little ones, or to the rest of the kids, I suppose, which I think is really, really cute. And it's really great because the bigger kids get to practice their out loud reading and the little ones get to listen to a story. We've got lots of books here for the kids to choose from, and they really, really enjoy reading. So it's just a nice part of the day where we can sort of wind down, especially like after the kids have been playing outside, and yeah, just get to relax a little bit.
One day he found a penguin at his door. It had come down, but it began to follow him everywhere. The penguin looked sad, and the boy thought it must be lost. That night, the boy can't sleep for disappointment. He wanted to help the penguin, but he didn't know how. When you're feeling crabby, sad, or you have lost your way, magic manners saves the day. When a friend has chosen to speak up, magic doesn't interrupt.
Thanks, Evan.
That Walter was determined. So one morning he decided to start with something better. A small web in the shape of a triangle.
Everyone make the shape of a triangle with their hands. But is it big letters?
When the wind and it blowed the web away. This time he made a longer web in the shape of a rectangle. Woo! When the wind and it blew the web away.
So after having reading time, what we like to do is just have some free play where the kids just play with whatever they feel like playing. Sometimes it's puzzles, sometimes it's games like board games together. Sometimes it's just all sorts of bits and pieces in the playroom. The kids like making up their own games with all the sorts of toys that we have. And yeah, a lot of this stuff is like really educational, and I think that playing is really important, and kids are always learning through play. So we really value our playtime. The kids will happily play for a couple of hours. Well, they'd be fine playing all day as well if we had absolutely nothing else to do. But yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F, D, H, I, J, K, L, N, O, P, Q.
lots of toys, puzzles, and board games, so every day free play looks pretty different. The kids love playing board games together. Sometimes they'll play Scrabble or other board games together. Sometimes they'll work on a giant puzzle together, and sometimes they'll just play with their open-ended toys like their Grimms and Grapat, the Waytoplay Roads, their magnetic tiles like their kinetics, and just build all sorts of things. Yeah, everyday free play looks very, very different, and they never really seem to run out of things to do. So we do free play for a couple of hours until it's dinner time. So generally we'll have dinner at about 5 most days, 5 p.m. And after dinner, sometimes we'll just watch a bit of TV. If the kids don't like what's on TV, they'll just go and play quietly again before we get stuck into our bedtime routine of getting ready for bed and getting ready to do it all again the next day. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is pretty much a very quick summary of our very loose routine that we try and stick to each day while we're in isolation, because as you guys probably know, it is pretty hard being at home all day every day, especially when you're used to spending a lot of time out and about doing lots of things like we are. I find it really helpful for us to stick to a bit of a routine, have a bit of a rhythm through the day, and just kind of break the day up into those few chunks of things, so we can just have a bit of a flow through the day. We don't have a schedule. I'd say it's more of a loose routine, and obviously this doesn't include everything else that may or may not happen through the day, like impromptu dance parties, games of hide and seek, and all sorts of things that happen around the house, projects that the kids want to work on, or projects that we decide to all do together, and things like that. There are a lot of other things that we'll kind of do through the day, but this video was sort of just a breakdown of the main points in our day and how we sort of keep a rhythm to our day to stop ourselves going crazy through this isolation, I suppose. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video though. Hopefully it was helpful in some way. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.